We're ready to get back out here tomorrow night, which should be a physical contest against Providence. Again, I keep on referencing, with our guys, whether we win or lose, you got to be able to move on very, very quickly from your last game because every team that we play in this league is an NCAA caliber team, tournament caliber team, and that's Providence. They've come off a couple really good wins at Butler, beat Creighton at home last night. So they're playing really, really well right now. Coach Cooley does a great job. I think they are one of the more physical teams in our league, and that's kind of been their identity since we've joined the Big East. And, I told our guys this is going to be a game about toughness. They're the number one offensive rebounding team in our league, and so we're going to have our hands full on the glass. Then we have to be able to take care of the ball. They turn teams over, whether they're in zone, man, they're pressing a little bit, and they try to throw you out of rhythm by changing defenses constantly and using their length and athleticism to create a lot of their offense off their defense. They have a first-team all-conference level player in Alpha Diallo, who's a senior, who kind of leads their team in rebounding and points. So, again, we've got a big challenge tomorrow night, and we're looking forward to getting out there.
Yesterday on the Big East coaches call, you used the phrase bully ball to describe this game. And I was curious if you could go a little bit more in depth as to what that means and why that's so important in a game like this.
It's going to be probably the most physical game of the year, by both teams. We're similar teams. We're really similar. We both play inside out. We both try to own the paint, whether that's rebounding, defensively, scoring through the post, drives, being physical around the rim on both ends of the floor. So that's what I mean by bully ball. And the team that owns the paint's going to win tomorrow night, that's for sure. Starts on the glass.
You have mentioned a couple times about the seniors seeing the end of the rainbow as the season is becoming shorter. In your experience, is this normally the time of year when teams get it together, that they put everything together, that the seniors are kind of playing with urgency, or does it just depend on the team?
I think it changes, Shannon. Like, you'll see certain teams go through lulls this time of the year as well. And, again, every game in the Big East is hard, right? And you got to be ready, and you got to be at your 100% level of effort and togetherness every single night just to give yourself a chance. And then you got to play well. Then you got to execute, right, to win the game. But, I do think teams kind of, you want it to be, you're getting better in a straight line, continuous. But teams dip kind of here and there. It kind of happens. But, a lot of times for seniors, though, you start to see it at the very end. It's like, man, wow, I only got a few home games left, a few regular season games left. Man, you better take advantage of every single one of these opportunities. And I think that's what's happened for us with Quentin and Tyreek.
And a follow-up on Najee, I know he wasn't feeling well the last couple games. How is he doing now? Is he healthy again?
Yeah, he's doing really well. I think the day off, it was nice to have a day off after DePaul. We had a day off in about 10 days just because of the schedule that we had. But, yeah, he's doing much, much, much better.
Tomorrow night at halftime, you guys are honoring the first Xavier Sweet 16 team ever. Have you or do you plan to talk to these guys about that team, and what does that conversation sound like?
Yeah, I was going to talk to them about it before the game tomorrow night. I always say this to our guys whenever we are honoring a specific team or we have former players back in the building cheering us on. That's who we play for. I always want them to have a great respect for those that came before them, right? And because Xavier is Xavier today because of players that were on that team, players that were on, the other first team that won the Big East title, the teams that have, first one that went to the first Elite Eight at Xavier, all the coaches and great players that have been here, we play for those and we work for those and hopefully make those guys really, really proud of the way that we play.
Before you guys left for Seton Hall, you updated the media on Deontay Miles. He had a little procedure on his knee. Is the hope that before this season ends that he'll be able to come back and help you guys in practice?
Yes, yeah, he'll be back. We're going to be patient with him. There's no reason to rush it back out there, but he's lifting, he's doing everything like he's supposed to be doing. So, if he was playing, Adam, this season, he would be out there very, very soon. But I don't want to rush it at the same time. I want to make sure we, give him plenty of time to recover. But I do anticipate him rejoining practice this year.
Travis, when your team does get 2 wins in a row, one of those being the kind of win that you can underline right now as the best win of the season at Seton Hall, does it add energy to the group? Do you feel like the team maybe now kind of starts to see, all right, maybe we can do this, maybe we can get ourselves back in a position where we can make a run towards March?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, I think that the confidence that our guys have in each other, the belief, you know, again, a lot of it's just mindset. You know, part of it is the execution piece out there on the floor, but a lot of it is just the mindset of believing that you can win, no matter where we're playing, no matter who we're playing against, as long as we play to our identity, which I think we've been doing even against Marquette. We missed a bunch of free throws. It was unfortunate that we lost. We should have won that game, but you know what? It is what it is. You can't cry over spilled milk. You got to move on. But I thought we played better against Marquette. We were better against Georgetown. So I think we are improving, and I think our guys are starting to see, hey, this actually works, and we got to keep on doing it in order to get the results that we want.
Coach, Layton Starnes, he's not a guy who's going to fill up the box stats. A lot of people probably don't know him, but what has his impact meant on the program the last couple of years?
You know, first off, Layton's is an incredible kid. He is high character. He's like a coach. And I know he wants to get into coaching. He's going to be a great coach in the future. You know, but Layton, he pushes our guys every day in practice, and the fans don't get to see that. But a lot of times he'll be Miles Powell, or he'll be Marcus Howard, or he'll be whoever it is going into that game. It's their offensive player, kind of go-to guy, David Duke in this game, and he helps our guys get ready. And you know, then during the game, he's the same way. He's a great teammate. He's always cheering our guys on, always kind of telling guys what to do. He's been around our program now since his 4th year, so he knows our program inside and out. So he has been invaluable to our program, and we're very appreciative of everything he's done.
It's rare for a walk-on to get a scholarship, but to be on scholarship for 2 years, what made him stand out and, in your mind, worthy of that?
Yeah, I think number one is work ethic. I mean, he's never missed a workout. He's never missed a practice, even when he's sick. He's here. All the off-season stuff. A lot of times, walk-ons don't always participate in everything in the off-season. He's at every single one, and he's in the gym getting guys extra shots up. You know, he's always kind of bringing guys with him, and just again, like the impact he's had on our program is you can't really put it into words. Kind of what he's done. And again, like I said, we're very appreciative of everything he's done for us.
Now that it's mid-February, at what point does a basketball coach start thinking about your resume and what this team might need to accomplish to get to the NCAA tournament?
You know, obviously that's the goal. I mean, that's the bar here at Xavier. You know, but again, it's just the next game up. I leave that to Mario Mercurio and Matthew Graves. They're probably more worried about that stuff than I am. I just want to be great in practice today. That's my whole focus, is try to continue to get better. You know, we have a great opportunity. I know that against Providence. Every game that we have from here on out, like I said, is versus an NCAA caliber team. So we're going to have the opportunities. We get to write our own story. We don't have to hope that somebody else, worry about somebody else's wins and losses. We control our own destiny, and I know that. And the only way you can control it is by controlling each day. Right, and so that's why I want to keep our guys locked in and focused on.
PC had a sort of a pedestrian non-conference. I think they were 7-6. What changed when they got into the league?
You know, that's a great question, Andy. You know, I watched them very casually in the non-conference a couple times, but I think they're playing a lot more towards their identity now than they were in the non-conference. And they're rebounding, their defense, they're creating a ton of turnovers and scoring a lot off of their turnovers. You know, like I said, we're similar teams. There's going to be times throughout the game where both teams are going to sputter a little bit offensively. Neither team's a great shooting team if you look at the numbers. But I do think both teams, you know, Providence specific, they play really hard. They play together. And Coach Cooley does a great job. He's a terrific coach, man. He's figured out a way, because each team's different. Each team every year is different. And he's figured out his team, and he's got them playing really, really well right now at the right time of the year.
Reeves had a big game against Creighton. Do you have to? What do? Do you have to locate him immediately when he comes in the ball game?
Yeah, you know, you know, you look at the numbers and it's a little bit misleading. From three, as far as his percentage, he's a way better shooter, way, than his percentages. And he's their best shooter on their team. It's not close. And he made 6 threes, obviously, against Creighton. He's a difference maker. I mean, he's an X factor for them. When he can put together 5 or 4 or 6 threes in a game, man, that makes them really hard to beat. So we got to locate him, be there on the catch with high hands every single time he catches it.
Cooley has started, I think he's had 8 different starting lineups. Is he trying to fool you, or?
I don't know. You know what? Coach Cooley is a funny guy. You never know. He may be playing tricks on us all. But yeah, I think he's trying to figure out his team. As we all are, right? I think you want to try to figure out how to maximize your team, and he's doing that right now. And he's as good as any coach in the country, in my opinion.
So after the last game, Cooley told John Fanta that he was going to watch film and eat a salad and drink a hot chocolate, which is a very odd combination. What do you normally eat when you're watching film?
Man, I just drink water. Shannon. Honestly, I don't sleep a whole lot. I probably get about 3.5 hours a night. I just drink straight water. You can tell Coach Cooley, that's some soft stuff, that hot chocolate stuff right there. No, you know what? You know what's funny? I thought you were going to mention. The shoulder pads and the helmet comment that he had as well. And I think he was trying to send a message to his team, like this game's going to be all about toughness, right? And like I said, his teams, ever since we joined the Big East, it's something that you really respect about Providence and Coach Cooley. Man, how hard his teams play. I mean, they are physical. I mean, it's going to be an absolute war tomorrow night at 8 p.m., and the tougher team will absolutely win. Thank you.